Okay, so here we have the 5-2 work together for the Century 21 Accounting 11th edition multi-column journal. So in the 5-2, we're going to use a checking account reconciliation form, which is going to show how to match up the statement that comes from the bank to the current checking account balance to make sure that what your personal records show match what would be the balance compared to the bank statement. So we've at the top part, some information was provided to us from the bank statement. Plus, we have some other transactions that we're going to record on the reconciliation sheet that were made after the bank statement was created. So in the directions here in the middle, on August 29th of the current year, Bright and White Laundry received a bank statement dated August 28th. Information has been obtained from the bank statement and from the records of the business. Prepare a bank statement reconciliation. Use August 29th of the current year as the date. Remember, there's always that time lag in when between the time that documents are created versus when they're sent to the account holder, whether it's mail, even in the current electronic age. Most of the time, these statements are not current up to the actual date that they're received. They might still be a day or two behind. Some transactions might not have processed yet. So we've got some information at the top, and then below this we have our reconciliation form. And then we're going to update our check stub. And then we're going to journalize a bank fee. So we'll just start at the top of our form. So reconciliation of a bank statement. It says use August 29th of the current year. So we'll fill in the date, August 29th. Then on the left side, we got balance on check stub number blank in a blank spot, so we can look up at our instructions. And we find that at the bottom of the list, check book balance on check stub 309 is 2822. So put the check number there, 309, and then the balance, $2,822. Now then the next step, it says deduct bank charges. So we've got a description of the bank charge, and then the amount, and then what the total amount of the bank charges are. We're going to go here. So let's look at the information. Quickly looking through the list, we see bank service charge, $20. So service charge for having the checking account. So we'll fill in the description. Service charge, $20. And that was the only one, so the total bank charge was $20. So now we have to deduct that $20 from our checking account because the bank took it out as a fee for having the checking account. So $28.22 minus the $20 bank charge that was taken out. gives us a new checking account balance of $28.02. Okay, so now over to the right side where it says balance on bank statement. Bank statement balance $27.12. So some things that haven't been processed yet. Deposits and a couple checks that were written. Those haven't been processed yet at the time that the bank statement was created. So let's put those in on the bank side because we've already reflected the deposits in the checking account. So the most accurate number for the business's side on the record keeping is they literally should have $2,802 in their bank account. So it's just that the deposits in the bank and the checks coming out haven't been reflected on the official statement yet. So that's what we're going to do. So let's look at our deposits. So we go through the list. We see a third one down, deposit for August 28th for $300. So obviously that hadn't been processed when the statement was created. So we'll put in the date here, 8 for the month of August. The date the deposit was made was on the 28th, and it was for $300. So there are no other deposits, so it means our total deposits outstanding means it just wasn't processed in time when the statement was created. So 300 there, and then we'll add that to the amount that the bank shows that we were supposed to have. So $27.12 plus the $300, $312. Well, still not up to date because we still have two checks that were written that hadn't been cashed yet when the statement was created. So we need to take those checks out. So we have that information up here at the top. Check number 306 for $140 and check 308 for $70. So check 306 for $140. Check 308 for $70. So the total checks that haven't been cashed when the statement was created, the total is $200. Add these two together for $210. So now those outstanding checks that haven't cashed yet, now we're going to subtract those from this balance. So 3,012 minus 210, 2802. So once we take into account those transactions that hadn't posted yet, then we can see that our bank account, what the bank says that we're supposed to have, or what the bank actually says that we have in the account, matches what we show in our checkbook. Our checkbook stub balance shows that we have. So our record keeping is 100% spot on. So then this next step, we're going to reflect the service charge on our checkbook stub. So remember, check 309, the balance. Actually, let's go down here. The balance brought forward for $28.22. So put that here, and the balance brought forward, $28.22. We're going to enter our service charge. Our service charge of $20. Oh, forgot. Cengage for MindTap makes us put the $20 in here because there's actually a spot for another service charge if there were any. But for declined checks, well, we only have the one for service charge for $20. So we'll put 20 here. So now we have to deduct that service charge from what that brought forward balance was, $28.22, so $28.02. So now our checkbook check stub balance is up to date. So we're ready to write that next check. That's not shown here. Okay, so the last thing we have to do is for our business record keeping for our transactions journal. So, got to keep track of all the finances. So we've got to account for that $20. Now we're away from the checkbook side of it to the actual accounting side of it. So August 29th. And this checkbook, this service charge is going to be labeled as a miscellaneous fee. So it's going to be a miscellaneous expense. And it says use memo 77. So our document number is going to be M77. And once again, this is going to decrease owner's equity, so that goes as a debit. And it decreased cash, which is an asset, so any decrease as an asset goes in as a credit. And then that is the 5-1 work together.